Hey guys, welcome to Los United, welcome to another video, and Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 0, and Manchester City go ahead in the Champions League, go to the quarterfinals. We'll be traveling for the final 8 in Lisbon, and what can I say? I'm not gonna lie, I am so happy Real Madrid have been knocked out. For one, because, you know, I've heard some of the Madrid people saying like, oh, they're the greatest team because they won La Liga, stuff like that, and you know, after saying all this time that only the Champions League was the valid thing, well, here you go, you're being knocked out. Also, because Guardiola succeeding is always a good thing for Barcelona, because it reinforces that our way of doing things is the way that Guardiola did things that he did at Barcelona, and because Real Madrid are just the biggest rivals, and I always want to see them to lose every single game. There's gonna be criticism about things that happened during this game. Manchester City do not go unscathed. I think that the errors that they've committed this season in the Premier League are evident in the game today, and it's just things to discuss. Overall, there is a lot of things that we need to analyze, but without further ado, let's start with lineups and then we'll go ahead and talk about the game. Manchester City opted to go with Ederson in net, Kyle Walker, Fernandinho, Aymeric Laporte and Joao Cancelo at the back. In midfield, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan, and up top they had Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus and Phil Foden. While Real Madrid opted to go with Thibaut Courtois in net, Ferland Mendy, Militao, Varane and Dani Carvajal at the back. In midfield, Casemiro, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, and up top they had Eden Hazard, Karim Benzema and Rodrygo. And alright, let's talk about the game because there's a lot of things to discuss. Let's first discuss the goals, I guess. So at the beginning, actually during the whole game, it's been just a calamity from Real Madrid passing from the back. Like trying to build from the back has been a disaster. Rafael Varane cost them the game today, like 2 fatal mistakes that he normally doesn't commit. And I understand the first one, maybe he got sold out by his teammates because, you know, it got to a dangerous position that eventually someone was going to lose and it happened to be him. But on the second one, it's a complete error. You cannot be doing that. There's always the thing of doing a secure pass to the back. If you're going to pass to the back, it needs to be a secure pass. And you left it midway for Gabriel Jesus to do a really good finish, but still, calamity from Varane today. He lost it in the first one for Gabriel Jesus, took it away from him. Assist for Raheem Sterling, no goalkeeper in net, and it's 1-0. Then a couple minutes after that, Real Madrid get back into the game. They started, you know, making a lot of mistakes. I believe everyone in the back line made at least one mistake, passing out of the back, where a Manchester City player intercepted. Casemiro more of the same, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, you know, players that you normally would be very secure with having the ball and playing out of the back. Today wasn't their day, it cost them for sure today. Something to analyze was that the goal that Manchester City conceded was very, very easy and very simple. Cancelo completely lost the mark of Rodrygo. Rodrygo just happened to, you know, change direction, and that was all that was necessary to leave Cancelo in the dust. Really good cross into the path of Karim Benzema, and he put it into the back of the net. Today, the only player that I say from Real Madrid today is Benzema. Like, not that everyone else was horrible, but Karim Benzema was the only one that you can say he did whatever he could to get them through. Like, he could not have done more in today's game for Real Madrid. But Manchester City need to have a look at themselves, because you cannot be playing a game like this. Like, you cannot have 20 shots and only have, what, 7 on target? That's not possible, especially when the other team is giving you goals. Today, Manchester City should have scored at least easy 5 goals. And likely you should have scored 8 or 7, because playing out the back, they were horrendous. They gifted you so many chances. And that's the problem, that they do not have great finishers. The only outstanding finisher that they have is injured, and I believe that Aguero is out for the rest of the season. I believe that luckily he will be able to start the next Premier League season. So they've lost their best finisher, and you can notice today, Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, Foden, De Bruyne, Gundogan, everyone was missing an outstanding amount of chances. like when you have 20 chances and like 15 or 12 of them are very dangerous chances that you've created, you need to put them away, because there are going to be games where you're not going to be able to create 15 chances to only put away 2 goals. There's going to be games where you're only going to be able to create 5 to 7 chances a game, and you're going to have to put those 5 to 7 chances away. Something that this team is clearly being the mistake for Manchester City for the longest time. The one thing that I have to always say about Manchester City is that their finishing it leaves a lot to be desired. Like, Barcelona is in the different spectrum. We create not very much, especially because all of our creation is pretty much messy. But when we do create something, whether it be with Alba, with a dribble from one of our wingers, from whatever, we do have outstanding finishers. Messi, Suarez, Griezmann, they're all outstanding finishers. After has a lot of Messi, but Messi normally, he's an outstanding finisher. Suarez, he might not do a lot in the game, but the 1 or 2 chances that he does have, he normally puts them away. Same thing with Griezmann. Griezmann, the problem is that he doesn't get involved in the game, but the chances that he normally has, he puts away most of them in clear-cut chances. So there needs to be a balance between the chances that you create and the ones that you put away. In the Champions League, this is a competition that doesn't forgive. If you do not put away the maximum amount of chances that you have, you're going out. If you have 20 chances and miss them, you're going out. That's as simple as that. This is not a trend that can ever be carried. This is something that they need to improve. You need to get better at target practice or whatever, because it's unbelievable. You need to start releasing shots way earlier. I was surprised to not see Riyad Mahrez coming in earlier, because I thought that the only one that's probably closer to being an outstanding finisher at Manchester City is Riyad Mahrez. Like, he's the player that has probably the most venomous instinct other than Aguero at Manchester City. I was surprised not to see him, but other than that, it was, in general lines, it was okay. Like, creating chances that were spectacular, because it's Manchester City, like, come on, it's a Pep Guardiola team. Creating chances, they're absolutely fantastic. But at the back, it's still, like, they need to improve. It's good that they sign Ake. Eddie Garcia, I think, is going to stay for one more season, because, I mean, if Barcelona signed Eddie Garcia for 30 million with 1 year left on his contract, that's a bit ridiculous, considering that we have Todibo and Araujo as the backup center backs already. Like, spending 30, I know that he's a player that is a player from La Masia, that he wants to come to Barcelona, but hey, tell him, like, you know, play with Manchester City, stay with Guardiola one more season. It can't hurt. Like, we're still gonna save money, because if we had 30 million for a player that has 1 year left his contract, we have enough money to send Alaba for 40 million, or we have enough money to sell some other players and get Lautaro for 70 plus Firpo, which seems to be what Inter at the end want. So things like that need to be improved. At center backs, they need to improve. They need to get better fullbacks. Like, Walker is fine, but I believe that he needs better position. Cancelo, attacking wise, was fine today. Defensively, still a lot to be desired. They need a better left back. They need to improve some areas, and you can notice that that's what happened this season against some teams in the Premier League, that, you know, they create a lot of chances and normally they outscore the other team, but the chances that they do miss, the days that they do happen to make a lot of mistakes at the back, and coincidentally they're not able to put those chances away, are those games that they lost, and that's why they lost steam very early on against Liverpool in the Premier League this season. Overall, the game was very entertaining. I'm not saying with this that Manchester City did not deserve to win the tie, because Real Madrid didn't help themselves. They just didn't. I normally say that, and I stand by this, that Sergio Ramos is one of the most overrated players in the world. By no means he's one of the best defenders in the world. If you tell me that he's one of the best defenders in the world, then I don't know. Then Toni Kroos is one of the fastest players in the world. Like, that's the comparison I'm gonna make. Because, like, I don't know, like, he's not one of the greatest players in the world, in my opinion. But definitely they missed him today, because those players were, like, out of their mind. Like, they were losing composure. Out of the back, they were horrible. Like, Mendy, Carvajal, Militao, Varane, Casemiro, everyone playing at the back was horrendous. Courtois also gave the ball away a few times. Like, I'm saying, Manchester City should have put a lot more goals in. And very quickly talking about the other game that happened today was the Juventus-Lyon game. Very surprisingly, Lyon advanced to the quarterfinals. They knock out Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo did score 2 goals. Juventus were able to put Lyon were able to put a penalty away early on in the 12th minute with Memphis Depay. They won by the away goals rule, and they go to Lisbon. They'll be facing Manchester City in the quarterfinals. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, at this point, if Manchester City do not improve their finishing, Lyon could knock you out. And I'm gonna be honest right now, Barcelona, at this moment in time, I thought that Juventus were the biggest threat that we had in the road to the final, and Manchester City as well. But with what I saw today, in terms of what do we have to overcome, okay, we have Napoli, which we have an advantage, and we have Messi, and we have all these great players. By no means it's gonna be an easy game, but we can overcome that game. I believe that we all believe that it is possible to overcome that game. Then we have Bayern, a team that probably of what's left is the most complete team, but is by no means anything too special defensively or offensively. Like offensively, they're good if Lewandowski is good and Müller is in a good way of form, but defensively they're nothing too special. And we've seen that you give Suarez, Messi, and Griezmann half chances, and they will convert them into goals for the most part. If we knock out Bayern, then you would probably overcome something like Manchester City or Lyon. And as we've seen, we can beat Lyon probably because they're worse than Napoli, and I assume that we are able to beat it on a one game off Lyon. And Manchester City, if they do not come in their best way of form, and Messi happens to have 3 chances, he'll put those 3 away, and I hope that. And there you go. That's the road to the final. Like, it's not gonna be easy, but we have to mentalize ourselves that this is probably the easiest Champions League that we're ever gonna have, in terms of. There's no Liverpool, so there's no kryptonite for us, because Liverpool is the only team that I believe that we will not be able to overcome. If they are in a good way, I don't think we will become Liverpool ever. But against all these teams, I see weaknesses in all these teams that we should be able to exploit. We're not perfect. We're not better than most of these teams that I've mentioned. But you know that in the Champions League, you don't have to be better than the other teams. You need to be better in defending, better at finishing than the other team during that day, and you also have to have a bit of luck. And those are all things that could perfectly happen for 4 matches straight. We need to mentalize ourselves, be all for one, and focus ourselves in the Champions League, because, like I said, this is a title that we could possibly win. But anyways, listening on, guys, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next one, Blaugranas.